Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Ask Steven Larson. It's
Overrun
bonus
edition.
episode. But we're doing this now here.
Here now.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing okay?
Yeah, I guess
We're
so.
coming towards the end of our Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have, I know this is going up on Friday, but we're filming on Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have Watch Party.
We do.
So that should be a lot of fun.
Yes, but this is going up tomorrow, probably after watch party has happened, right? Or before.
Well, no, I'm putting it up right on the tail end of.
Cool.
Yeah, so like
Groovy.
at 5:30, this will go, or 6 o'clock, this
Groovy.
will go up. So that's good stuff.
Where's this question thread at? I'm trying to find it.
Oh, if you go to the posts and then click on the Ask Steven Larson.
There it is.
D-click overrun. Yeah, there you go. Just click on that, and it's at the bottom.
Oh, there it is.
So we're gonna dive into these questions.
There it is.
Because it's Friday. Who wants to talk about wrestling on a Friday?
Not I.
Not I. Zach S. How would you react if one of your kids told you they regularly smoke weed? This is not a problem you have to deal with for a very long time.
I would be shocked if one of my children did that because they're both very young.
Yeah.
I would advise them at that young of an age that smoking anything would do probably irreparable damage to their lungs, and I'd ask them to stop.
I agree. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 children I consider my own in a way. I've got 3 stepkids and then 1 niece that I sort of took a hand in raising. And they're all teenagers. And it's a funny thing because number one, you can't control what they do. Like you just got to try to provide a good example. You got to try to raise them so they give a damn what you think. And I think for the most part they do. Although I do think that kids these days view weed as a fairly harmless thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of view it as a fairly harmless thing, to be honest with you. If one of my kids straight up told me that, I'd be kind of bummed out just because I don't want them to tell me that. I don't want them to tell me that. By the time our little ones are 18, weed is going to be such a normal thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to be so much different than like even we grew up understanding it, you know? So it's just going to be like a normal thing. I don't know. It'd probably be like one of my kids coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I get drunk every weekend." I'd be like, "I don't need to know that. Like, don't tell me that. That's not the relationship I want with you." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't tell me that.
Well, I mean, in both circumstances, I would just say to him, "Well, I hope you're at least doing it responsibly."
Right.
You're not driving. You're not putting yourself in harm's way by doing that.
I mean, I've made it perfect. I load up. They all have Uber on their phones.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all connected to my account. So I just say, "Hey, look, I don't care what situation you're in. I don't care if you're in New York City and you need to get to Sacramento and you need an Uber. You got it. I don't care how much it costs. All right. If you can't drive, you can't drive. Just get in the Uber." Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You think Uber's safe? You think the Uber drivers are a bunch of murderers?
Not all of them.
I think, it's a bummer, man. I think that's one of the safest things you possibly do. But every once in a while, you hear in the news, I have no idea what the numbers are for like Uber drivers or Lyft drivers. I have no idea how many in total in this country there are. Yeah,
probably a ton.
But every once in a while, every like couple months, you hear about one guy.
Somebody doing something.
And so then you think all Uber drivers are these serial killers and rapists, and it's terrible. But it's like, I don't know. I think, you see they're freaking they're just people. They're just people.
Exactly. They're just people trying to make a living. Trying to make $1 and a cent in this world.
Exactly.
I agree.
So, I don't know, man. I would be bummed out simply because, look, the reality of the situation is they're probably going to do it at some point. I just don't want to know about it, and I want them to be, like, careful about it. So that's how I feel about it. It just bummed me out. Billy. Like, if it's a little bit different, though. Like, if any of my 3, like, younger teens who are still in high school, if they got, like, caught with it at school or something, be like, all right, well, give me your phones then. Like, I'm doing the parental thing.
Yeah,
grounded your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they're, like, 18 and up, it's like,
they're out of your hands at that point.
These are decisions you're making as an adult.
Exactly.
And even as a teenager, it's like, well, these are decisions you're making. I'm not going to hover around you your entire teenage career, your entire teenage career. Your high school career. I'm not going to do. You can't.
Well, it's one thing. It's one thing to do it outside. Like, as you mentioned, if they got caught with it at school, I mean, obviously you shouldn't be toting that stuff around school.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So that's more like, hey, think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're going to be doing this stuff, be smart, be responsible about it.
Yeah. You're like grounded, and I'm taking your phone for a little bit, and you make sure your grades are still good. But, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'd say, just don't be stupid.
Yes.
Nothing else. I just don't want to raise stupid people.
Exactly.
AKA Billy says, hey there, friendos. I've been a fan since 10 for the Win, which, by the way, we own now.
No, we don't.
And you guys never failed to make my day brighter. My question is, if there was one non-wrestling related YouTube channel you can collaborate with, who would it be and what would you do?
Funhouse.
He says, personally, good. Wow. Glad you said that. He said, personally, I'd love to see you guys do something with Funhouse.
I'd love to do something with Funhouse. We did an interview with James Willems when he did that wrestling documentary.
That was so formal, though, and it had to do with the release of his little documentary, which was a fantastic watch.
It was great.
We just need to shoot the shit. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched, I love talking about business on the...
All right.
Have you ever seen friend of the show, sadly, tragically passed away last year, Total Biscuit, his co-optional podcast? His wife runs it now. Mm-hmm. It's continuing. Mm-hmm. They just Skype.
Yeah.
They're all just still chilling in their bedrooms, kind of like we did with John when he came on the show. I'd love to do something like that as a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
That's a good way to bring Dan on.
Yeah.
That's how we did it before. But I know at your home you got a bunch of little ones running around, so it might be difficult. Maybe you could do it here at the thing.
Well, I do have a cubicle over there.
You got a cubicle. I could be at home in my new office over there, kick the step kid out, go into the office, and then we all Skype in. I think it'd be a fun thing to collaborate, not just with other wrestling YouTubers.
Just people we know, period.
People we know. Even bring some friendos in.
Yeah.
Waymaker.
Yeah.
Alex C.
Ulysses.
Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
Karen.
Mm-hmm.
A variety of, and do once a month.
Yeah.
Just kick back. Everybody got their beers or their non-alcoholic beverage in case they're sober.
Yes.
And we just kick back and shoot the shit.
That could be fun.
I think it'd be fun. But yeah, it's definitely Funhouse. I appreciated that James gave some dude some shit for when I watched that episode too of Dudes. It was very good. It was James Willems, James from Cow Chop, Elise, and Kovic, and they were talking about the Priscilla Kelly tampon bit. And it was great. It was so awesome. I love to get all their takes on it. And then somebody gave James some shit, said, man, why didn't you have Steven Larson on?
And he's like, what, you think we live in the same neighborhood?
He said, if we did live here, I'd never let them leave here. And I was like, oh, that's really heartwarming.
It is.
What a nice thing to hear from somebody. And the feeling is totally mutual.
Totally.
Man. I'd love to get more of that action.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, wildly talented, all those people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Great.
And great people.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know half of them.
Well, the people I know.
They hired a ton of people.
That's true.
I don't
That's
know
true.
half of them.
Well, we know.
They could be terrible.
But we know Adam.
He's awesome.
Awesome. We know Bruce.
Why is Elise not on Saturday Night Live yet?
I don't know.
That girl
She's
has
hilarious.
more fucking talent in her little tiny finger than anybody I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's terrific. Bruce, Lawrence.
James. All great.
Is Joel back with Funhouse now? He tweeted something about that. I don't know if he was trolling or not.
I don't know either, but he's great too. Joel's awesome.
Oh, man, just top-notch talent. Again, all in that little finger.
Yep.
More than you or I, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm pretty much bereft of any sort of noticeable
We're a
talents.
couple of fucking assholes.
Whatsoever. I mean, if you look up the word hack, you'll see this face.
Just this right here. Bad impressions, this guy right here. Anyways, yeah.
Devin the Dude is people that have been friends for decades. What was the biggest fight about that you guys eventually got over, or is it still going on? It's when I farted next to him, he was making a hamburger.
That's probably the most openly I've ever been seething
you
about
were outright hostile towards me.
That's kind of nice, though, isn't it? The only time we've ever thrown down. After we got laid off and we were figuring out what to do, I think I was like, man, we really need to get on the same page. But I never felt anger towards you.
Yeah.
But I felt like I wasn't on the same page as you.
No. I don't think we knew what we wanted to do.
In terms of how mad have I ever been at you, that probably takes the cake. That's probably number one. Probably when you farted next to me when I was trying to make a burger. Because it was here's the thing. It was a bunch of built up. That's when I exploded at you. Because living with you was a fucking chore. I imagine living with me was a fucking chore too, and living with Big Jeff sure as shit was a fucking chore. But holy crap, I had a great, like when I look back on it now, I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of fun, but back then I fucking hated you guys.
Yeah.
And then you just come over and you like shit your pants next to me while I'm making.
Probably just trying to talk to you.
You weren't.
I doubt I walked up with the sole purpose of crapping my pants next to you.
It's the lack of consideration that bugged me. And by the way, that's something you still have because you literally just did it in Chicago.
I just don't think about it.
Exactly. That's called a lack of consideration for somebody else.
That was also early in the morning. I was half asleep. I was just sitting there trying to wake up.
I mean, basically what you're saying is
something squeaked out.
You have incontinence.
No, I didn't crap my
incontinence.
pants. I didn't crap my pants. Sometimes you're sitting there and you're relaxed. And
if you cannot control your farts, that's incontinence.
No, that's more like pee-pee or poo-poo is incontinence. Sinclair Thompson, name a favorite movie trailer and or poster. Sometimes I love these more than the movie. Recently, Vice had a great trailer.
Which one was Vice?
Vice is the one with Christian Bale as Dick Cheney.
Yeah, I got to go check that out.
Best poster, movie poster, or my favorite is Out of Sight. The movie poster is phenomenal.
That's pretty great. I'm looking at the Nightcrawler poster over there. That's amazing.
That's a good one, too.
That's a great one. Best movie poster. Man, I mean, Stanley Kubrick had so many great ones. Like Clockwork Orange is just iconic design. That's just absolutely iconic. So many great ones, though. A great trailer. Oh, you know what? An example of what I thought was just a really great trailer versus what ended the movie ended up being. I remember being at Comic-Con when the Watchmen trailer dropped, and everybody, like the buzz was so palpable for that trailer. It was like, whoa, that's so cool. Because like, honestly, it wasn't even necessarily, it was just like, man, this is like real. And they finally did it. And then you watch the movie, and I know a lot of people like that movie.
Yeah.
And I could still watch, like if it would just happen to be on, it's probably the movie that I could probably just sit there and watch because it's not so bad that it makes me angry. It just misfires from what it should be with the comic book. And I'm hoping that HBO series, you see the trade, like the little bit of footage. It was interesting. It kind of looked cool.
So most movie from the Watchmen movies is that sense of dread that is ever present in the comic book because it's a comic about the fear of instant nuclear annihilation during the Cold War.
It's an unsettling comic book.
And the movie didn't have that.
The movie wasn't unsettling.
They made it like a murder mystery.
The few bits of footage they showed for the HBO thing, there's some it kind of unsettling. Like there's nothing flashy about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing flashy. It's very still.
Yeah.
And there's like cops, but they're all wearing like, you know, like the green screen outfit thing?
Yeah.
But it's like yellow cloth over
that's
their
interesting.
faces.
That's interesting.
And it's like just kind of unsettling.
Good.
You know?
Good. It should be unsettling.
So that's a good start. And it's got a good cast. And it's set like later on. It's set like a decade later or 2 decades later or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is kind of an interesting take.
Where was I?
I think Jeremy Irons plays Ozymandias. So that's kind of interesting.
Who plays Dr. Manhattan?
I don't know any of the other casting things.
Gotcha. Tim Spullock, Steve, I'm only trying to help. Can I get you anything?
No, man. That's just like, what a waste of a question right there.
Suplex Casey, hey, friendos. I just moved out on my own for the first time. I'm very nervous about it. What advice do you guys have for people trying to make it in this crazy world?
I'm trying to put myself back in the position of I think we both took a very we took baby steps when it came to
we moved out of our parents' house and then we all lived together.
Yeah.
And it was that way until I didn't get my own place until 2005.
Have you ever lived literally on your own?
I tried, but it was back when my wife and I were dating, and so I'd spend 90% of my time at her place anyways.
Yeah.
I would go a month without going to my apartment.
I really loved, because I lived with you guys first, then I lived in the dorms, but I had roommates, and they were both pretty nice. The first guy was a weirdo. The second guy was really nice. And then when I moved to Hollywood where Evald lived, I loved it. I loved being on my own. It was my favorite thing in the world.
I really didn't like it. I lived my whole life being around people, and then I was sitting in my apartment by myself. I'm I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Oh man, I loved it. But in terms of advice, fuck, I don't know, man. I mean, look. I'll just say this: Suplex Casey. There's a lot of really stupid people in this world who have no fucking idea what they're doing, and they all manage to do it. You'll be fine. This dude managed to get on Patreon, have a clever name, write a sentence that is grammatically correct. He got 1 like for it. That's more than most people accomplish in their entire fucking lives, right? So you look out in the cesspool of people in the world, you're already doing better than them.
Wow.
So what? There's a lot of shitheads in this world.
Yeah.
Suplex Casey seems like solid people.
Yes.
The fact that he's cognizant about his own life to understand that he should be nervous about living on his own, that you're already miles ahead of other people who are like, oh, I could do it, whatever. No, man. You're doing fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll go fine.
It'll go fine. Just, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of just some practical things that I wish I would have known growing up. But even then, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I haven't been through any big, giant calamities that made me think, man, I really shouldn't have done that in my life.
Yeah, I really haven't either.
You know, be smart with your money.
That's pretty much the only thing.
Be smart with your money.
That's pretty much it.
Because money might not be able to buy you happiness, but it sure.
But it does pay the rent.
And it gives you security.
Mm-hmm.
So just be smart with your money. Eat cheaply. They've got ramen for like 20 cents at Winco. That's a meal. It's not a
It is when you're young.
one.
No, it is when you're young, though, and it has to be. Zach asks, what sport would be funniest if everyone was drunk?
Football.
Yeah, football. Something that takes a lot of coordination between 11 people if they're stumbling around.
Yeah. Pretty much not like baseball. Baseball, I think you can actually play drunk and still perform pretty
I'm sure
good.
it's happened several times. There's a pitcher who threw a no-hitter while on acid.
That's awesome.
So it's entirely possible. The worst sport playing drunk is hockey, because you don't want a bunch of people drunk with knives on their feet.
Yeah.
Falling, sliding around.
And those heavy sticks of theirs.
Yeah, that's the worst. It'd just be constant fights, probably.
God, have you seen like hockey plays gone wrong?
Oh, yeah. I've seen a guy get his throat cut open by a skate.
Jesus.
They had to get him off the ice immediately or he's going to die.
Horrible.
That's why goalies wear things to cover their throats.
Well, yeah.
You know, back in the old days of hockey, they didn't even wear helmets.
Yeah, I know.
The goalies, I mean.
Yeah.
So they'd get their teeth knocked out, so they wear the Jason mask first. Now
there's some I've seen like pictures online of like old hockey players player injury. Let's do this. Team. Oh, there's the guy with the blood.
Yeah, that was bad. I've seen the video of that. That's real bad.
That's rough. Oh man. That's so rough.
They'd go like way back in like, I don't know, the 30s or whatever.
Oh, I know.
When they just went out and played.
Messed up and stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. Samuel Bronkowitz. If either of you got a chance to design your own video game or board game, what would it be?
I just want a wrestling video game that looks as good as the ones do now, but with the engine of the old N64 ones, like WCW versus the NWO World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want. Cool. And with GM mode in it.
So I just want the 2K series to have the stuff that I really want in it. Because I'm so used to that game engine by now, I'm totally fine with it. Like, nothing will ever beat that old one. But, you know, like, I want a greater set of custom tools to make little animated stuff. But that's just, like, professionally speaking, like, one part of our job. So I just want them to make my job easier.
Yeah.
That's basically it. But I don't know. Probably something has to do with time travel and lots of sex. Like, I would take... there's a lot of, what game is there a lot of sex in? Like, what's that dude?
The Witcher.
The Witcher. Nah. I'm thinking like Heavy Rain.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's some sex in that. I want something gritty, but then time travel. You know what I want? I want a video game series based in the Looper universe.
Okay.
That's what I want. That fucking movie. Holy shit.
It's a good movie.
I got to watch that a couple more times.
Be new, Steve. Watch other movies. Be new.
Be new. Just do something new. Be new.
Richard Nason, he's got several of them here. Let's see which one. I'll answer this one. Richard Nason, Larson, if Steve's life was in danger and you had to eat 1 pound of cheese to save him, would you do it? Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah, you would.
I'd just be uncomfortable for a couple of days, and it's no huge deal.
Yeah, you're saving my life. Jesus
Not the end
Christ.
of the world.
Like, I'd eat a fucking pineapple. I'd eat like 5 pineapples if it saved your life. Of course. I kind of need you for my job. Like, as much as I joke about it, I don't want to do this by myself. It's a fucking nightmare. That's just the fast track to me becoming Alex Jones. That's what that is. If I did it by myself, I would just go fucking batshit crazy.
Let's end on this one. Zach asks, what would be your campaign slogan if you ran for office, and who would get more votes between the two of you?
I just have zero filter. So, God,
But here's the thing. In
These
today's
days, it's
world,
kind of a
it doesn't seem to really matter that much.
Yeah, but that only works for that one dude. And I still don't get that. You need to build up. I mean, the thing about Trump is that dude built his brand on the facade of the illusion of success for 4 decades. And that's why people voted for him, because he did that. Kudos to him.
Anybody who was actually paying attention knew he was a complete utter fraud.
I know.
Gone bankrupt how many times?
I'm just saying, for that same idea to work for me, I needed to do like 4 decades of me like giving off this illusion that that I know what I'm doing. And I don't have that kind of time. In 4 decades, I'm going to be 80 years old.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work. What would my campaign slogan be?
Well, what's the political office? Let's decide that. President?
Congressman?
Congressman.
Well, you got to start somewhere. You got to start.
Yeah. State Senate?
No, I'll go to Congress. I'm not going to deal with
You'd be in the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Because, senators is rough. That's too difficult.
Yeah. If you're a congressman, you can just kind of blend in with the rest.
That's what they do.
That's
what they do. So, yeah, be a congressman.
If you're a congressman, you're just one of 400 and however many.
So I'd be taking on our local Ami Berra, who apparently was my grandma's doctor at one point.
Oh, really?
That's what my parents say. They might be lying. I don't know.
So it'd be a primary challenge. But the question is, you and I are running against each other.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Or are we both challenging Ami Berra for that congressman spot?
No, it's like, what would your campaign slogan be, and who would get the most votes between the two of you?
All right.
What would be your campaign slogan?
My campaign slogan is vote for Steve. Larson kills children. And then I would have that technology where you can put somebody's face on a video. I'd release video of
Would be Lee Atwater as your campaign manager?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or Karl Rove?
Well, I wouldn't go that. Well, yeah, I'd have to do that. If you want to win, you got to go with Karl Rove. There'd be fake video of you stepping on a puppy or something. Horrendous acts committed. But I would go all negative. Pictures of your face in negative. It would go, wah.
Yeah.
Look at this man.
Do you want this man to represent you?
This man is standing outside your window right now. He's got a gun. Vote for Steve. Hi, I'm Steve here. I approve this message.
Honestly,
I would run 10 back to back. I would spend my entire TV nut.
In today's climate, that might work for you.
It might. I'd spend it all in one episode of a rerun of Will and Grace.
There you go.
At 11.
You have what's that station that plays all the old TV shows?
Oh, Decades.
Yeah, put on Decades.
Yeah, you'd probably get a lot of mileage out of that.
Yeah, you say Larson, California liberal elitist.
Look at him eating avocado, and you're like,
I know. It's not even. It's guacamole.
Yeah.
I'm just having a little guacamole on top of my sandwich or something.
Look at him. He's the he's the candidate for perverts.
Oh my gosh,
man! Oh man! He watches pornography. Hi, I'm Steve here, and I do too. What's your campaign slogan?
I don't know. I had a hard time thinking of something. You're distracting me.
Sorry. Pervert.
I mean, if that's your campaign, it's Larson. Well, at least he's not Steve.
You think I'm bad?
You think I'm bad? Just wait till the stuff I know about Steve.
Look at Steve. What a fat asshole. Hi, I'm Ann Larson. I approve this message. Look at Steve. What a fat asshole. Oh man. All right, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, everybody. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
What a fat asshole.